Hi, and welcome out to a South Bay Parkland Conservancy restoration event. My name is Jacob.
And I'm Jim.
And we're your project leads for the different South Bay Parkland Conservancy projects that you might be signing up for. First, we wanted to thank you so much for signing up. We really appreciate all your hard work and hours over the years. And we really couldn't do this without all of your help. And we wanted to make this video to help you know what to expect when you come out and volunteer with us. The first thing is that when you sign up for an event, you need to check your shift and make sure that you have the right shift. Each shift is 2 hours long. When you go in and sign up online, you want to make sure that it's either for the morning or the afternoon shift, and then make sure to sign the waiver. And then there's a few things you need to be prepared to bring with you.
Yeah, so when you show up to an event, you want to make sure you dress appropriately for the conditions. So we get to play in the sand at the beach, we get to play in the soil here in Wilderness Park, and so you want to wear things you're okay getting dirty and wet in. You also want to make sure when it's a sunny day, you want to go ahead and make sure you have good sunblock. Sunglasses are always good too. It gets kind of bright down there. And also a little bit of water, especially in the summer months when it gets very hot. So here at Wilderness Park, we have water fountains, and also down at the bluffs, we have water fountains. So bring your refillable water bottles and make sure you stay well hydrated. And then also when you show up, you want to look for your point person, your project lead. So at the bluffs, that'd be me, Jim Montgomery. And at the Wilderness Park here, that's Jake. And then we go ahead and kind of give the team, you, the volunteers, an overview of what we'll be doing that day at your shift.
That's right. And what we do is it depends on the season and depends on the project as well. We do a lot of working around existing natives and weeding out invasives. And so,
yes, that's right.
We've got invasives around us and weeds. What is a weed? We have lots of different weeds depending on the project that you find, and those will typically be explained on the day of what you're working with, whether it's ice plant or dandelions or things that look like native plants, and it can be confusing. So if you have a question on what to pull out, then ask your project lead first, or someone who understands native plants, and they can guide you a little better. So when in doubt, don't pull it out. So once you've cleared an area that we've weeded around, if we're going to be planting that day, we want to make sure that the plants are going to be laid out in the spot where they need to be planted, and we want to make sure that all the weeds are taken out first. The holes that we dig have to be at least the depth of the pot and about twice as wide as the pot. This is a 1 gallon size plant right here. Before we put the plant in the hole, we want to irrigate with water, fill it up 2 or 3 times, and let that drain completely before we plant.
Great, and so once we've had the hole prepped and the hole is watered, now you've got your plants that you're going to put in the ground. And so these are 1 gallon pots. This is one of our favorites here. This is Seacliff buckwheat. This is the habitat plant for the El Segundo blue butterfly, an endangered species we're helping on down at the bluffs. So anyway, the first thing you're going to do, the plant could be actually a little bit root bound in here. So just massage it sort of gently, loosen up the pot. Then you want to go ahead and make sure you protect the plant. So you're going to take your fingers and then you can flip the pot over. And then sort of get it out like that. And what you might see is the plant, if it's been in here for a while, it could be a little bit root bound. So you might want to just gently just sort of loosen it up a bit. But then you're ready to plant it, so then you'll go ahead and invert it, and now it's ready to be put in the hole. You might see that there's some things you want to take into consideration when you're on a slope. With a slope, the water will run down and not pool around the plant like it will on level ground, so we build a berm around it. So that's what we have up here in the front. And so we'll take that soil and we'll go ahead and build up in front this berm. In the back we have ourselves a little basin where we put the water at, and it fills up and then it surrounds all around the plant and soaks in nicely. And this is very critical for a newly planted native with its root structure that's not gone down deep yet. But over time we'll go ahead and go down deeper, but until it does, we want to make sure water pools here. So when we either water by hand or the rains come, they'll go here. So we've done that, we've got our berm in place, and the final thing we want to do is we want to mulch. And so mulch serves a variety of purposes. It helps with water retention. It will go ahead and shield and shade the plant so it won't evaporate as quickly. It helps with soil erosion, so when it rains, it will go ahead and keep the soil in place, and also helps with weed suppression. It will go ahead and keep the weeds from growing so much. So in this case, we've got some old clippings from our friend, the Seacliff buckwheat over here. We're gonna go ahead and break that up. And then we're gonna go ahead and just use this as a mulch. So we can go ahead and put that around the plant like this. And this kind of demonstrates the technique. We would typically go ahead and get more mulch all the way around to cover the entire area. We don't want to be touching the root ball and the trunk of the plant itself, because that can cause it to stay moist there, and then also could cause some root rot, which we don't want. So we've got the mulch in place, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and give it one more final watering. You know, soak it nice and deep, give our friend here a nice good start. And so there you have it, planting on a slope.
Thanks for watching our video, and we hope to see you out in one of our restoration days.